whole thing with this, with the entire thing, we can kind of tie this up with just the Catilin thing in general, is we've missed the plot here. We've missed the plot of what this original debate was. I feel like you got people who are on the side of you hating on Catilin Clark. You're acting like there were actual players or actual women media members who said these things. And then you got people who are on that side who act like we're saying that you should take it easy on her. My whole take is somebody who I said who's new to the WNBA viewership and conversation. Is Catilin Clark one of the main reasons I'm watching? Yes, she's not the full reason. I think this is a very talented rookie class. I think they're going to get even better in the next couple of years. You got Paige Bucher's coming out. You got Juju Watkins eventually is going to come out. So, but I do believe that it has part to do with the way that she's like the magic bird of this thing, unfortunately, right now. Like you got to look at the WNBA as how the NBA was when Magic and Bird was coming in. Don't compare them to how the NBA is now. So I do think there's a little bit of a double standard to it. We need to get back to the plot of what we're arguing. I think both sides need to understand that each side is right about something. Some people are doing too much, saying, "Oh, you should let her score," which is asinine, by the way. You should let her score because it makes the league look better. But also, there is some legitimate hate out there. There's some people out there. There's some media members. Obviously, I'm not gonna name names. Who be pandering sometimes. Well, what about this? What about that? Like, we need to come to an actual conclusion about this. And I don't think it's gonna stop. I think it's gonna keep going on and on until either Catilin says something or she just starts eventually cooking. The actual tweet, I probably wouldn't have tweeted that. She obviously deleted it. But what did you think about the tweet and just the overall Catilin conversation in general? Just kind of like, going out of control.
Man, this shit it's just tiring. It's like these are some very, very talented women. I think that everybody's just doing too much on a lot of sides. But again, it's just listen to the experts and the people who generally know the WNBA. I think that's the number one thing right there is like when there's a lot of eyes on the WNBA, there's going to be a lot of people who don't know what the hell they're talking about. And it's just like, yo, just listen to the people who are experts. This is really it. Like, you don't have to always opine on something and like feel like you know what you're talking about. There's people who have been watching this sport and watching this league for the longest time, and they're the ones who you should be listening to and not trying to bring some like silly divide. So yeah, it is what it is. And like I said, with Angel Reese, like I said, she's from a specific part of Baltimore. So that's just how she is. She plays like the way like somebody who's from where we are. So I get.
I have a question for you about the Baltimore thing. Baltimore is not considered part of the DMV. I've been hearing mixed messages about it. It's not.
No.
Okay, why is that?
First of all, Baltimore's not even in Maryland. Baltimore's in Baltimore. Okay, right. We are our own shit.
Baltimore, Chicago.
Chicago's not in Illinois. Chicago is the state.
So DMV is basically like the area surrounding DC, right? So you got Northern Virginia, then you got like DC proper, and then you got like Prince George's County, and then you got some people, depending on who you ask, is Montgomery County. So, that's the areas, and like I get it. Like people hear DMV is Maryland, like it's that part where their numbers 301 or 240, and they say Mo and Sice and like you Jai Wild and Mo, like, things like that. We don't talk like that in Baltimore. We don't. Okay, so.
Same. Call people dummies.
Hey, Bang, this low key Baltimore week on the pod. We had the homie Reed on here on Monday. Yeah. And Bang asked her to say 2 on the show.
Yeah. 2 Avenue, Doug, mother, all of that.
Damn, boy. That's just so. Just like I get made fun of by not putting R's on my shit.
Yeah, we
say
2.
I was like, man, yo, wow.
Chicago niggas, y'all are country. That's basically what y'all are.
Mississippi niggas with coats. That's what we are. Mississippi niggas with coats. Everybody family out here is from some part of the South. But Bang, what you think about the Angel Reese thing and the Catilin thing? We were kind of talking about this off here about where I think I told you yesterday, like we're people arguing different things now.
And I agree with you. Totally. You do have. I don't think what you said was wrong at all. I'll just add to it. And what I'll add to it is that the WNBA fans need to understand that this is just new for everybody. And since it's new, a lot of the shit that you see that happens in other sports is going to happen here. Go look up clips of Wilt Chamberlain talking about Michael Jordan. It's like he hated that nigga. Why? Because he felt like he was the greatest of all time. Why are you talking about this little dude? Bill Russell got more rings than him. Why is he the best? Why is he the greatest? Because he's a winner and all of that shit. As things evolve, there's going to be people that are upset about the evolution. And that is what it is. Yes, there have been people in the WNBA who are amazing players. To me, like one example of one person that don't get talked about a lot for various reasons, like Elena Delle Donne. I remember when Elena Delle Donne came out of college, or even before college, she had transferred, went to Delaware. A lot of people was wondering about her mental health and all of that stuff.
She's one who forced her way out of Chicago, right?
Yep. And then she got here and just shit didn't work out. She ended up playing for the Mystics and stuff, but she was cold as hell, and people was thinking that she was next and thinking that she would elevate the game. And to a point, she did. She did. Aaliyah Boston elevate the game. They was wondering about who's gonna get a shoe and why people are not getting shoes, even though you gotta have long conversations and planning and all of that stuff. But this could go all the way to when, as I said last week, the ABL was the first women's league in years. And then the WNBA was like, yo, we're about to do that too, but we're bigger. So you had a number of those women that was in the 1996 Olympic team, which in my eyes was the first team the first team that really boosted up women's basketball. Similar to how
Martin.
Similar to how women's soccer ended up being. So you just thought that this was going to carry over, then the WNBA came, and then the woman who nobody talked about ended up being, if you look at the past, the greatest player in the WNBA at that time is Cynthia Cooper. They thought Cheryl Swoops, who ended up getting pregnant, they thought Cheryl Swoops was going to be the person that blows up the WNBA. Tina Thompson was a legendary name. It ended up being Cynthia Cooper. And it led them to 4 straight championships. But then who are the people that are going to replace them? Diana Taurasi is another one. Sue Bird is another one. They're going to elevate, and they did elevate the game. But it's still evolution that needs to happen. Yeah. So people who are upset that Catilin Clark is the evolution, that's where the hating is at. You want it to be you. It's just not you. And is complexion a part of it? Yes. Yes.
Oh, 100%.
100%. Just like it was with Larry Bird. I pointed out in the early 80s, like late 70s, early 80s, before Larry Bird was drafted, or right when he was drafted, there was white people who said that they were tuning out of the NBA because there was nobody on the court that looked like
blacks.
Too many blacks, basically. So now you have somebody like Catilin Clark who is also good. She's the evolution of the Sue Birds, the Diana Taurasi's, the Elena Delle Donnes, and she's the evolution of that because now it is more television in front of her, it's more social media and all of that stuff. So she is going to capitalize off of that, and wherever she goes is going to capitalize on that. At the same time, though, for anybody that's bitching and moaning, complaining about what goes on the court, now that really, y'all need to shut up on that. What Diana Taurasi said was correct. She gonna have growing pains when she get up here, and we ain't letting her get shit. She gonna have to work for it. And as long as she do what she do, as long as she work for it, guess what? Them ratings gonna go up because now they're gonna want to see her versus Diana Taurasi. They're gonna want to see her versus the Las Vegas Aces. They're gonna want to see her versus the bigger markets, New York Liberty. They're gonna want to do that because eventually, what's gonna happen is if she sees immediate success and there's no challenges, guess what's gonna happen? They gonna tune out. They're going to look for somebody else. So it is incumbent on what has been happening is anytime that she plays a team, they play her like it is the WNBA finals because it's also going to look good for them too. So everybody's arguing different points, but everybody has to understand that everybody can be right. And I think in this situation, everybody has good points, except for the people who are just so pro Catilin Clark that they feel like you got to let her shoot 10 threes in this game. And everybody who is so against her because of her complexion. It is what it is, Jack. It's the same way with Tiger Woods. When Tiger Woods came through and got into golf, a lot more black people started watching golf, didn't it? A lot more of us ended up on those golf courses, right? And that didn't change until his ass was like, yo, I'm combination. They was like, up, buddy ass tweaking. So we gonna go in another direction.
Did Bang just ask for nuance in 2024?
It's never gonna happen, but yes, the fuck I did.
Yes, I did. Actual conversation on social media.
And paper on these player haters, old news, money on the other line, so I'm not gonna hold you. Money on the other line, so I'm not